All right, let's just jump right into it. Today, we are unpacking a really profound transformation, a deep metaphysical shift happening inside the character we know as the Baron. We're going to explore that moment when a scholar starts to regress into something, well, something ancient. This is the atavism of the Crimson Shadow.
And it all kicks off with this single line. I mean, what an opening, right? His shadow did not follow. That just immediately throws you off balance. See, a man without a shadow isn't just some fantasy thing here. It's telling us something huge about his reality. It's signaling a fundamental break from the world as we know it, a real tear in the fabric of things. So, where are we? We find ourselves in Naples, but it's shrouded in twilight. And you have to understand, this isn't just about the time of day, it's a whole state of being. The city itself is caught between worlds, and our guy, Friedrich, is walking straight into the heart of it all. Now, the language here is so important, the iron heaven. That suggests a reality that's rigid, predictable, governed by logic. But that's dissolving. It's literally being overwritten by something totally alien, the ontosyntax of the Crimson Shadow. You can think of it like a new operating system for reality itself, one with a completely different set of rules, a whole new grammar for existence. So how in the world does the Baron even get into this shifting reality? He takes what's called the Twilight Route. It's like a metaphysical back alley, a place where the lines between what seems real and what is real just completely blur into one. This is the path that Der Wille, the will, has to walk. Okay, so every big transformation needs a trigger, a catalyst. And for the Baron, it's this one moment of reflection. But what he sees looking back at him is not at all what he's expecting. Picture this. In the murky, still water, which the text calls a glass coffin, he doesn't see Friedrich, the scholar he's always been. No, he sees this other being, the Crimson Shadow. This is the first external proof we get of a massive internal change. It's the moment the mask and the face really start to become the same thing. So what even is this crimson being? Well, it's described as a vitalist rupture, basically an explosion of life and primal will. It's this raw, blood-red, defiant energy pushing back hard against a gray, cynical, decaying world. It's vitality versus entropy, pure and simple. And this reflection, it's not just a picture. It projects this twilight aura. And that aura acts as a bridge, a connection to this incredibly powerful entity called the Moon King. What this tells us is that the Baron is changing from the Red Architect, a master of logic, into something else entirely, a vessel for a deep, ancient, almost godlike power. Seeing this reflection isn't just a shock to the system. It's the trigger. It flips a switch deep down inside him, and it awakens something that has been lying dormant for a very, very long time. And that something is atavism. This right here is the core concept of the whole thing. It's a regression, a throwing back to a primal, instinctual state of being. All of his modern 19th century learning, his intellect, it's all being peeled away to reveal the raw, prehistoric will to survive that's buried underneath. And you can see this change perfectly in his main ability, the Fichtian grip. Before, it was this intellectual tool he used to categorize the world. But after atavism hits, it becomes a predatory weapon. He doesn't analyze things anymore. He consumes them, he dominates them, all driven by this ancient instinctual hunger for power. The physical effects are just as startling. His limp, that old sign of his sacred wound, it actually disappears. He gets flooded with this berserker logic, a primal fury that's even compared to the Norse god Wotan. And where does this incredible power come from? It's fueled by the deepest, most ancient species memory of survival, the very first time humanity ever said yes and decided to fight back against the dark. So the Baron has changed on the inside, but what does this actually mean for the world around him, for this huge conflict known as the Carnival of Skulls? Well, his entire role is about to get completely redefined. It really is as simple as this. His old job was to be a stabilizer, a force for order and logic. But now he's a catalyst. He's not here to calm the storm anymore. He is the storm. He's become an agent of radical, violent change. This new persona, the Crimson Shadow, it provides what's called an aesthetic justification for all the violence. It's a way of framing the chaos, of transforming raw bloodshed into something with a purpose, almost like a dark, twisted form of art. It imposes this terrible kind of meaning onto the absolute madness of the carnival. And from a strategic point of view, this is a massive power-up. This whole transformation proves he shares a destiny with the Moon King. He's being prepared, stained by the twilight, to meet this entity not as a servant, not as a man, but as an equal, a fellow sovereign of these in-between spaces. And this all comes to a head in this powerful parable that just perfectly summarizes the entire transformation. It's called the Parable of the Crimson Mirror, and honestly, it's a stunning piece of writing. This is it, the moment of contact. His fingers touch the reflection through the glass, and the reflection and the man become one. And right there, in that instant, the scholar dies. That entire intellectual identity is just extinguished. There's no going back. So what rises up to take his place? A power that's born not from knowledge, but from pure instinct. The Fichtean grip is no longer academic, it's ancestral. It draws on the strength of 1,000 ancestors who survived in a world that had never even seen a book, a world with only will. And this right here reveals his new motivation. He's not a hero. He's not walking into Naples to save anyone. He is there for something so much more fundamental, to reclaim the most basic, primal right of all, the right to exist, an existence that's bought with blood and will. So let's just quickly tie these pillars together. The Crimson Shadow is the new identity, the herald of this change. The Twilight Root is the pathway into this new reality. And Atavism is the engine of the transformation, that return to a primal will that makes survival even possible. Which leaves us all with one final, kind of haunting question. We know what was lost, right? We know the scholar is gone for good. But what is this new being? Is it still a man? Is it a monster? Or is it something else entirely? A sovereign power stepping onto a cosmic stage? Now that is something to think about.